Once upon a time, there was a man named Sam who lived in a small village in the heart of the forest. Sam was a hardworking farmer who always worked from dawn to dusk to provide for his family. Despite his hard work, Sam was not happy. He felt empty and unfulfilled, and he often found himself wondering when the meaning of his life was. One day, Sam heard about a wise monk who lived in a nearby monastery. The monk was said to have a profound wisdom and insight into the nature of life and the universe. Sam decided to visit the monk to seek guidance on how to live a happy life. When Sam arrived at the monastery, he was greeted by the monk who welcomed him warmly. Sam asked the monk how he could live a happy life, and the monk replied, "The secret to living a happy life is to find inner peace and contentment." Sam was puzzled by the monk's response. "But how do I find inner peace and contentment?" he asked. The monk smiled and said, "The path to inner peace and contentment is through the practice of mindfulness and compassion." The monk then told Sam a story. Once there was a king who ruled over a vast kingdom. The king was a just and kind ruler, but he was not happy. He felt a sense of emptiness and loneliness in his heart, despite all the wealth and power he possessed. One day, the king heard about a wise sage who lived in a far-off land. The sage was said to have discovered the secret of happiness and contentment. The king decided to travel to the sage's kingdom to seek his guidance. When the king arrived at the sage's palace, he was welcomed warmly. The sage greeted the king and asked him what he sought. The king said, "I have everything I could ever want, yet I am not happy. I feel a sense of emptiness in my heart that I cannot explain. Please tell me, wise sage, how can I find happiness and contentment?" The sage smiled and said, "The secret to happiness and contentment lies in the practice of mindfulness and compassion. By cultivating mindfulness, you can develop the ability to be fully present in each moment. And by cultivating compassion, you can develop the ability to be kind and caring towards others." The king was intrigued by the sage's word and asked him how he could practice mindfulness and compassion. The sage replied, "You can start by practicing mindfulness in your daily life. Pay attention for your breath, your thoughts, and your actions. Be fully present in each moment and let go of your distractions and worries. You can also practice compassion by being kind and caring towards others. Help those in need and treat everyone with respect and kindness, regardless of their status or position." The king listened carefully to the sage's word and decided to follow his advice. He began to practice mindfulness and compassion in his daily life, and soon he found that he was much happier and content than before. Sam listened to the monk's story with interest and asked him how he could practice mindfulness and compassion in his own life. The monk smiled and said, "You can start by practicing mindfulness in your daily activities. Pay attention to your breath, your thoughts, and your actions, and be fully present in each moment. You can also practice compassion by being kind and caring towards others. Help those in need and treat everyone with respect and kindness, regardless of their status or position." Sam took the monk's advice to heart and began to practice mindfulness and compassion in his daily life. He found that as he became more mindful and compassionate, he began to feel a sense of inner peace and contentment that he had never felt before. He began to appreciate the simple things in life, such as the beauty of the forest, the warmth of the sun, and the love of his family. He no longer felt the need to constantly strive for more, but instead found joy in the present moment. As Sam continued to practice mindfulness and compassion, he began to notice the positive impact it had on those around him. His family and friends noticed the change in him and began to follow his example, practicing mindfulness and compassion in their own lives. Sam realized that the path to happiness and contentment was not found in material possessions or external achievements, but rather in the cultivation of inner peace and kindness towards others. He continued to visit the monk at the monastery, learning more about the teachings of Buddha and how they could be applied to his own life. He also shared his newfound wisdom with others, helping them to find happiness and contentment in their own lives. Years passed and Sam grew old, but he remained happy and content, knowing that he had lived a fulfilling life. As he lay on his deathbed, surrounded by his loved ones, he smiled and whispered, "I have lived a happy life." And so, the story of Sam and the wise monk reminds us that the path to happiness and contentment lies not in external achievements, but in the cultivation of inner peace and kindness towards others. By practicing mindfulness and compassion, we can find joy and fulfillment in the present moment and lead a happy and meaningful life. Thanks for watching.